Hey, AfterBuzzers, we are talking week 5 of Fox's new hit show, The Four. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I might just chill in some babe. I might just chill with your boo. I might just spill on your babe. My pussy feel like a lake. He wanna swim in his back. I'm like, okay. I let him get what he want. He buy me instant no more.
I hate it.
Go fast as a horse.
Neither can I. Hey guys, thanks for kicking with us tonight. We are so excited you are with us. We are talking week 5 of week 5 of The Four on Fox. We missed you last week, but we are back and ready to be with you this week. We are also missing Jess, so you can tweet her, send her your love at JessGirlTV. I am your host for this evening, Tessa Cevaal at Tessa_Cevaal on all social media, and these are my lovely co-hosts.
Hey everybody, it's Ashley Allen here, and you can find me on all social media at Ashley Reed Allen.
Hey guys, my name is Kamisha Lauture, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Kamisha Lauture.
So last week, we ended up with Tim, Nick, Javaya, and Rel Jerv.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up in heartbreak.
Yes.
We lost Javaya and Rel Jerv. Just crazy. Kendall really came out and threw Javaya off her seat, and Nick came for Rel Jerv and won.
I was really sad to see both of them go. I really, really liked Rel Jerv a lot, and of course everyone loves Javaya, so it was kind of like a really sad week for me personally to see both of them go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was sad to see both of them go, but I do respect the contestants that dethroned them, because they I thought they both did a really good job, both Nick and Kendall. So.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, well, diving into this episode, I know I got really excited within the first couple minutes because Fergie made an appearance in the opening song, which was epic. And I kind of was wondering, because this Black Eyed Peas song, I was like, is she going to come out? Is she going to come out?
Mm-hmm. She had to.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that. She didn't.
I didn't think of that, and then she popped out of nowhere. That was awesome.
Yes.
I mean, that's incredible to be singing and then after just hosting the whole show.
Just go right into it.
Yeah.
She nails it.
She didn't seem like she lost any breath. She was just like, yeah, all right, just hit that note, but we're good. It was nice.
She's a really good host. Like, I really like her in this role for this show. One, because of her music background. She has a great voice. She has great energy. So
amazing energy.
I think she's like the perfect person for this role. I like seeing her every week.
Yeah, and she really hypes up the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Her consistent enthuversion when the rings are going blows my mind. I'm like, yes.
She does like this little spin with I love it.
And she always goes challenge.
Yes. I know.
I love it.
I loved her suit today too.
Yeah.
Really nice.
She's been killing it every week.
Mm-hmm. We love you, Fergie.
All right, so this week was kind of fun because it was a slightly different format as they brought in old contestants that had been essentially kicked off of the show and are now fighting for a second chance. But before we dive into those 4, we had 2 contestants before that. One was Vincent, and then the other was Evie.
Yes.
Did I say it?
Evie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caught myself for a second.
Yeah.
So Vincent came out first and then ended up battling Jason. So what were your guys' kind of thoughts on him?
I really, really, really loved Vincent. Even before he sang, there was something about his eyes that captured me. Just the look in his eyes, the color of his eyes. I really liked his calm confidence. That's what I really liked. And I was very happy that he lived up to my expectations. Well, actually surpassed my expectations. I didn't really know that was going to come out of his mouth when he sang. And it just really knocked me off my seat, to be honest.
Same. I didn't know what to expect from him. I was just like, okay, he's going to come out on stage. What is he going to perform?
Yeah.
What is he going to be like? And like you said, I thought he had incredible confidence on stage. His voice was just so smooth. Everything about it was just perfect, and I just wanted to hear more. And he performed that Coldplay song, and I love Coldplay, but I've never been so in love with that song until I heard him, make that cover tonight. And I was just like, I want him to record that, and I want to listen to it over and over again, because it was beautiful. But, so much respect to Coldplay, but I really did love his rendition of that.
Yeah.
So one of Megan's big points was she was impressed, but he wasn't very aggressive. Did you guys agree with that?
I like that he wasn't super aggressive. Like in my notes, I put that he was very powerful, but his power was controlled. Unlike Jason's very powerful, but it's like kind of sometimes it can be all over the place.
Yes.
And he also is powerful throughout the whole song, whereas I'm pretty sure I said this before, that's what I wanted to see from Jason, is him be powerful and then be soft, and show the transition between just the different vocal ranges and the variety in his voice. And Vincent did that with no effort at all. It was very smooth, up, down, high pitches, everything. It was pretty much like going on a ride, and it was like the best ride ever. I loved it.
The coaching that he got must have been incredible, because he's on point. Every note that came out his mouth was just beautiful and perfect. He hit everything. And I was confused at Megan's comment. I didn't really know. I didn't think he needed to be aggressive. I think you have different types of artists. You have aggressive artists, and then you have artists that are going to just come out and make you fall in love like that. And I didn't think he needed to be aggressive to win tonight.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as he kind of prefaced even before he came out on the stage, he battled Jason. What did you guys think of Jason's performance?
I was not wowed by Jason's performance. And it has nothing to do with his talent, because he is an amazing singer. And he shows a lot of passion, of course, when he performs. But like I said, I think I'm just looking for what else do you have besides just that powerhouse sound. And I know he tried to show something different, and he did take Diddy's notes this week and showed a little bit something different, but it still wasn't enough for me to pick him over Vincent.
To be completely honest, I didn't think it was that different. I think the first half of his song was, but then the second half, he kind of relapsed back into that powerhouse, like really passionate song, singing thing. To me, I've never been a huge fan of Jason personally. I think he has so much going on. It's hard for me to just kind of like hone in on him. And I continue to see that tonight.
Yeah, I feel like his antics take away from his talent. A lot of the extraness and sidebar conversations that he has on air after the performances is really disappointing, to be completely honest, because again, it has nothing to do with his talent. And I don't know if it's like because he's so passionate and he wants it so bad. I don't know, but I think he needs to simmer down just a little bit. And this episode in particular, he kind of pissed a lot of people off. Especially the way that he came at Megan.
So why don't we talk about that? What I felt that was completely... I was confused by it, because I'm not really sure who he was referring to. What we're talking about is when he went up to Megan saying that he says, "You hurt people, but I love you, so it's okay," essentially. Do you know what he was getting at? Because to be honest, I think I was a little confused.
I took it as that was very passive aggressive. It's kind of one of those situations where it's like, you're not a nice person, but God bless you. You know what I mean? So he was trying not to be rude, but it was very condescending. And I don't think he anticipated it to go the way that it did. I think the audience didn't receive it well. Clearly, the judges didn't receive it well. I thought it was completely uncalled for, and it made him look bad when I feel like he was kind of trying to make Megan look bad. I didn't like it at all.
No.
At
And
all.
security came out. That's not a good look.
Yeah.
No. And the bad thing about it is, again, he's a great talent, but when you do things like that, no one's gonna want to work with you because you're showing yourself to be very difficult and hard to work with. No one's gonna want to have to deal with that, no matter how talented you are.
And I just got this cockiness from from his performance tonight, from him even saying like, I don't remember what exactly he said, but he was like, I don't think John Legend isn't doing what I'm doing, or he hasn't done what I do. I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just a whole lot of cockiness that just wasn't necessary. And I think it just truly showed me tonight, like that's why I have never been a fan of Jason, because it always showed, that always has showed through his performance, the things he said. I respect his grind. I respect how hard he works to support his family, to make his dreams come true. But there's a bit of arrogance to it. And I'm always a fan of more humble artists, and he doesn't strike me as that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of humble, I don't know if this is a good segue, but DJ Khaled, before the next performer came out, gave P. Diddy a diamond-studded watch, thanking him for essentially allowing him to be a part of the show.
I mean, where can we find friends like that? I know, right? Hello, where are you guys? I want one.
That was wild. But anyways, moving on to Evie. She sang Rise Up. She just nailed it. I don't even know if we really need to talk about it because, I mean, obviously she went through the next round and then chose to battle Kendall.
Yeah.
So why don't we dive into Kendall's song? She sang Stay from Zed. And to be honest, I did not think it, I don't know. To me, it sounded like she was almost screaming at a certain point towards the end. And I was kind of bummed because I think there was kind of a lot of talk around her throwing off Shavaya last week. And so to see her kind of come back, and for me, it didn't feel super strong, was honestly really disappointing at first.
Yeah. I didn't think you're right. It was not as strong as it should have been. And I was also shocked that the judges didn't really speak to that. I felt like they, the comments that they gave her seemed like she did a good job, but I really thought it was totally off. Like her notes were off.
I agree.
She sounded like she was speaking most of the time.
I agree. I wrote that. Is she talking or singing or screaming? That was my note.
I feel like it was all of that.
Yeah.
I was thrown off by the entire thing, which saddened me because I really liked her and I was expecting more from her, but then I didn't like any of it. I feel like she was trying really hard to be powerful when she's already naturally powerful in her own way. She didn't have to go like shoot for the Jason powerful voice when she has her own. And that's what kind of messed her up in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, and then Evie came out and killed it.
Evie, I felt like this whole episode, I had like the ugly face. You know when someone sings so good, you're just like, oh, like I felt that the entire episode.
Same.
And they're really, I don't even have words for Evie and her voice and her talent.
I can't remember the last time I saw a standing ovation after a performance from all four judges. And that happened with her. I mean, to come out and sing an Aretha Franklin song like that, that was insane.
And I know Diddy, he told her that she had range, she had color, and she had complexity in her performance. And I totally agree. Yeah. There was nothing she could have done better. It was pretty much a perfect performance.
Yeah. Everything about that performance was just wow. I was just wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Everything about it was just perfect. she took over that stage. She did these dance moves that I don't even know what they were, but they were just like, exactly, the ugly faces where you're just like, yes, girl. Like, she did an amazing job. I thought if anyone could win, she should have took home the prize tonight. Yeah. She should have walked away with all the judges because she killed it. She didn't eat. She devoured.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. And I think besides her talent, she had the look too. She had nice makeup, nice hair. Her wardrobe was great. Yeah. Just overall, she was very well prepared and very well put together.
I thought she had a very tasteful balance too of just kind of being humble and confident, and it just seemed like all the emotions that she was kind of showing just catered so well to her performance.
Yeah. And she gave me Beyonce. She gave me Tina Turner.
Ooh.
She gave me Aretha Franklin. Like all of the women that I really, really love in music. She was like a mix of all of them tonight, and it was just amazing to see. It was amazing.
And I like what you said too. You didn't compare her to just one person. She had a little bit of everything, which I think makes her then her own person, which is so crucial in the show as they look for a true artist.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so moving on. So after they came out, we had the 4 contestants from previous episodes come back. So they brought back Saeed, Candace, Ash Minor, and Javaya. So are you guys surprised at all from the 4 people that were brought back?
No.
No.
Those are the people that I would pick. I would pick all of them.
Of course, I would have wanted Lex Lu in there, but
yeah.
They're only picking 4. I thought everyone deserved to be back.
I was really glad that Ash in particular was voted back because, like he said, he only sang once. We didn't get a chance to hear a lot of him, but when we did, it was amazing. And so I was really glad that he came back. And not only did he come back, but he had the guitar.
I know.
Yes. Yeah. I loved it.
So the first to battle was Saeed and Candace. And they were kind of paired together because they kind of had the more ballad-y voices, kind of these big powerhouse singers. Saeed sang All My Life, and then Candace sang Love. So what were your guys' thoughts on these performances? What stood out to you?
Oh my gosh. I don't know what stood out, but this was a really... The challenge between the 4 that came back were really hard. Like, I didn't really know who to pick. But they all were good in their own right. Saeed's voice is so smooth, and it's pretty, and it's soft, and it's romantic. And Candace is powerful and pretty and just makes you fall in love. And both of them, I don't know, they're both very similar, but they're both very different at the same time. So I had a really hard choice picking between them two. I didn't know who to pick at all.
I thought they both did a great job. The only difference I can tell was that Candace came with just so much hunger tonight.
Okay.
Like,
I agree.
She was just ready. Like, she laid it on the table. She was like, I'm going to murder. And that's what she did. I thought she did an incredible job. They both did. But just something about Candace's performance was just like, she really wanted that tonight.
I agree.
And it showed through her performance.
And she picked a really good song, especially to show off her talent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really, really hard song to sing.
Yeah.
And she nailed it.
She did.
And she came out on top.
She came out on top.
So she went to battle Nick. What did you guys... And we've only seen Nick once at this point. He just got on the 4 last week. So what did you guys think of his performance? He sang All the Way Up, twisted, or made his own lyrics to the song.
I feel like Nick set himself up for disaster.
Really?
Yeah, because she hadn't even picked her challenger yet, and he steps out there and says what he says. She wasn't even going to pick him.
You know what I thought?
Do you think so?
She was going to pick Tim. I felt like.
You know what I thought it was? I felt like he maybe in his mind thought he could beat her.
That's
But he
what it
did
was.
not want, he probably felt like Javia was, if Javia made it through, she would have
Exactly.
picked him and therefore demolished him, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought he was just trying to save his butt.
He's strategic.
That's what I think too. That's good.
Yeah.
But either way, even though that may have been a strategy, at the end of the day, I was like, you're going home.
Yeah.
And I liked him. He had great bars and he has nice flow.
Yes.
His performance is excellent. But at the end of the day, when we compare him to who's left, sorry, Nick.
I think he has a future.
Yeah.
I really liked his bars, like everything. I could hear all the lyrics. Everything just made sense. It was on point. It was just something you could just like bob to and be like, yes, you know, like. But Candace killed it.
Yeah.
She killed it.
I found it really close, to be honest. I
Really?
feel like Nick came out there with just so much fire and passion. Like, he was there to eat.
Yeah.
And I think I honestly found it really close.
Okay.
And to be honest, we were kind of talking about this right before the show. I really like Candace. I think she's so talented. But for some reason, I don't see her, I guess, winning this competition. So I have a hard time really liking her in a sense, because I feel like she's really good at kind of putting on this beautiful act and show. But to me, it doesn't always feel super genuine.
Okay.
So I think when Nick came out and it felt a little more genuine because he had written his own lyrics, I was like, wow, this is like a really close competition.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely tell that he lives, eats, and breathes hip hop. Like, he's all about it. And that's the one thing that I do like about him, is that you can tell it's not an act. It's not fake. Like, this is really what he does. And he just happens to be good at it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Candace came out on top. So she will be in the finale next week. And then the last two to compete were Ash Minor and Javia. And like you said, Ashley, it was kind of nice to hear Ash because we didn't really get to see a lot from him from the beginning. And I don't know if you guys saw our episode 2 weeks ago, but Saeed was here and he had mentioned to us that Ash is a really good guitar player.
Yes.
And we had no idea because he hadn't said or done anything with a guitar before. So it was like actually, I think, really awesome because when he came out with the guitar, I was like, yes. Like, he's doing the thing. We get to see it.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think of his performance?
I liked his performance. Unfortunately, I just didn't feel like anything stood out to me. But he did a great job playing the guitar. He has such a distinctive voice. But I did feel like Javia's performance really outperformed his.
See, I'm like the complete opposite.
Really?
Ooh.
I really love the tone of his voice. I love his look. I love the way he looks and the way he moves when he sings. And then, like I said, you just add the guitar on top of it. Like, I really like him as an artist. And I feel he can do the ballads. He can do upbeat. I just really see a lot of range with him. I did really enjoy Javia's performance, but I didn't think that she picked the best song for a comeback. You know, when this is a comeback, like, you really have to pick something that's going to show you in your best light. And I felt like the first song that she picked was fun, it was cute, but when it's time to eat and you're fighting for survival, I just didn't feel like that was the smartest choice for her.
I thought it was really smart for her. Like, she did something that was completely different.
Yeah.
And she turned a rap song into like she sung it. Like, I just thought it was a great way to come out and showcase that you're just incredibly talented and you can take this song and still make it your own.
Yeah. I liked it. I just feel like it was a risk for her.
Yeah. Kind of what you were saying. I never would have thought to take Bodak Yellow by Cardi B and turn it into kind of a more soulfully ballad. It was really interesting, but I think it played to her as an artist.
True.
Showing what she can do and what she can't do.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. And I think I really liked what Charlie said, going back to Ash, that he said he has a face and a voice that can sell. And I completely agree. I think, honestly, in the music industry right now, we don't really have that kind of Ash.
We don't have that
The
heartthrob.
John Mayer, Justin Bieber heartthrob.
We need more of
We
that.
need like a new one in a way.
Yeah, we need
So
that
I
guy to drool over. And then, have you guys seen Ash without shirt? Whoa.
If you haven't, go on his Instagram because he posts pictures shirtless all the time.
Whoa. Ash.
So, I guess who do you think was more unique in the long run? Do you think?
In the long run, Javaya,
Yeah.
tonight, that battle, I think Ash won. But when we're talking about an overall longevity career, and I'm not going to say career because he's going to go far, but longevity from what we've seen in this competition as far as originality, Javaya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And I've always liked Javaya, but for some reason tonight I saw her just selling out arenas. Like I really just saw it. So it was just a reinforcement that she does deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, her competition against Tim,
Yeah.
whoa. Whoa. That song choice, that is what I was looking for tonight, and that's what I was hoping for, because she has picked a lot of interesting song choices that we've all loved in the past, but this one really reminded us not only can she pick fun songs and, you know, turn them into her own, but she can really sing. And the song that she picked really reminded us that she can really, really sing. And I loved hearing that from her.
I agree. I think it brought us back to kind of that first moment when we were introduced to Javaya, and she just sang so similar to that, and it was like,
And it was
I
so
really
nice to
liked it.
see that range. The
Yes.
first, the Bodak Yellow performance where she was doing her crazy dances, and then just her just standing there for Say Something, and then just letting her voice speak for us, for her talent. It was beautiful, and again, another reinforcement why she just deserves to be here.
I remember at one point in her second performance, I remember I closed my eyes. And that's when I was like, oh,
that's when you know.
That's when you know. When the eyes are closed or you have the ugly face, that's the truth.
And then Tim did something interesting. He sang Earned It from The Weeknd, which is something that Charlie had worked on with The Weeknd. So, bold move. We've seen a lot of that during this show, though. What did you guys think of his performance?
I loved his performance.
Yeah.
I said this 2 weeks ago. Just something about him is just so fresh, so refreshing, and you just want more of what he has. And tonight was just that. I really enjoyed watching him perform. He's really into his body. It's amazing, and I really don't know what to make of it. How to describe his performance. It's just something you could just watch and just be like, it's amazing. Like it's a work of art.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
He kind of surprised me in a good way. Of course, I knew that he was going to kill it, but that song, Earned It, is a very sexual, very like grown man song. And, you know, he's really young and has a lighter voice. So I wasn't sure like if he was going to be able to pull off that tone that's necessary for this type of song, and he did. He really, really did it. He made it his own, and everything about it. Again, I had the ugly face. Like, it was just perfect, and his voice is very pure. And that's what I really, really like about his voice.
Yes.
One of Charlie's biggest notes was he was moving too much, and then Megan was like, I completely disagree.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we're on Megan's side with this too.
Yeah.
Because I think what makes Tim so unique is part of the way he does move. He moves in a very different way than any of the other performers, I think, that we've seen.
Then really, I think any performer out
Yeah,
here.
I guess that's true. I can't compare him to anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
But-
probably just close to that.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
The other thing that Charlie said that I didn't really agree with, he really compared his performance to The Weeknd. He pretty much said like, well, The Weeknd wouldn't be up there moving like that. He was
Right.
just, and I didn't think that was a fair comparison because one, he's not The Weeknd, and then two, it's not all about the body movement. Like the way that he sang that song was good enough. Like I didn't feel like that was a strong enough point to hold it against him.
And I think it's a bit contradictory to what they want out of these performers.
Yeah.
Like the point of it is not to take a song and do it the same way the artist does it. It's to take it and make it your own. Do it how you would do if this was your concert.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely disagreed with that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I kind of want to ask you guys a bigger overall question, because I think Tim and Javaya have some of the most unique looks as far as artists go on this show. How much do you think that plays into them as an artist, as opposed to maybe, I'm trying to think, Jason was pretty unique in his appearance too. But do you think that plays it, like if you were to hear Tim on the radio, would you like him as much as if you saw him perform?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the look is definitely a very important thing. That's why they say, you have to be a package. You can't just have one or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like his look. I like everything about him.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't change anything about him.
For some reason, when I think of, I don't think they compare any, they're not that close, but when I think of him, Khalid, I think of Khalid, who's just such a unique artist as well. He sings Location. Like I just see like Tim just in that realm, like just so unique, incredible voice. So yeah, I could see him performing. Like yeah, I would enjoy it.
And then it's just personal expression, how someone looks. And just like Lex Lu, I love her afro, and I love the color of it. It's something that makes you, makes you stand out. So in my opinion, it's very, very important, your look.
Yeah.
Completely agree. All right, guys. So going into the finale next week, so we have Javaya, the four kind of sweetheart back. We have Evie, Vincent, and Candace.
Yes.
Wow.
Who's
It's
your
crazy.
favorite?
What do you think?
It's crazy how much it changes every week.
Yeah.
Who do I think will win?
Like, who's your favorite out of the four right now?
I've been such a big Javaya fan, but I think Tim really stole my heart last week, and I'm really bummed he's gone. I don't know who. I think Javaya kind of took my heart back now that Tim's gone.
Okay.
What about you guys?
I really love Evie. I feel she's
Ooh,
really up there.
I love her.
Javaya, but then Evie, was just something brand new and just powerful. She wiped out everyone tonight.
Yes.
So she's my favorite right now. But I
Yeah.
have so much respect to Javaya.
She's still
agree. Killing it.
Evie stole the freaking show tonight.
You're right.
And honestly, they both have really, really strong star power. Evie and Javaya. Two totally, I don't even think it's fair to compare them because they're two different genres, two different customers, two different types of music, but they're both very, very, very powerful in their own way.
Yep.
But if I have to pick one, I'm going to pick Evie.
I might switch ships because I really did. Ooh, they're both so good. Because I think both of them are in a space too that's not super prevalent in like today's kind of like popular music.
Yeah.
So I could see them both doing really well.
Yeah.
Evie, I just hope if she wins, that whoever she works with, that she just stays, like holds on to just that powerhouse woman that she is. Because I think we have Beyonce, but we need someone that's also just bringing back that like Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
I just want to know what she's gonna do with that, but also hope that she stays close to that in a sense that sells.
I agree.
Yeah.
So of the four,
Yes.
who do you guys think, if it's left up to the judges, because we don't know who's going to actually pick the 4, if it's going to be the audience or the judges. Who do you guys think the judges are going to pick?
That's a great question.
I feel like they're such a big fan of Javaya that they're just going to hold on, you know, to that, to supporting her.
Yeah.
You know, all the way out.
I almost feel like Megan was sort of trying to, in some ways, save Javaya last episode. I could
totally,
right?
She cried.
Yeah. She didn't want that battle to go down at all.
Yeah. No.
And I could see like she was really, really, really trying to hold on to Javaya.
Yeah.
And I feel like Diddy's a really big advocate for Javaya too. He always says something about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she has, she's already getting, you know, the love of the fans. So, you know, if they work with her, like, she's obviously going to sell because so many people love her already.
Yeah, which is something they kind of talked about in their little powwow when they were making the decision.
Yeah. Because that they have to think strategically like that because they can't just take someone that's not going to sell. They need to make sure they're getting their money, you know, their return of investment. So I think they're going to hold on to Javaya.
Yeah. I think, I mean, this is a great 4. First of all, I think all 4 of them are deserving to be there. It's going to be a great battle, however this goes down. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about full package and someone who is ready right now at this point, the judges are going to pick Javaya.
Can't wait. And I think we're also anxious too as to how this is going to play out because they haven't specified exactly how the format's going to go down, if they're going to be battling each other and narrowing it down, who's going to be picking who to go to the next round.
I don't think it would make sense to have new contestants come on next week.
No, I don't think so either. But I mean, who's going to, like, who will pick the pairs to battle, I guess.
I think that the judges probably will, just like they picked who of these last 4 battled each other. So that's probably the route they're going to go.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think it would also be kind of cool if they invited back some of the previous contestants to kind of give their input on the current 4.
That would be really cool.
That'd be cool.
I'm excited to see Vincent
perform
next week. I wanted more of him tonight.
Yeah.
So
I know, me
I'm
too.
excited.
Yeah. Well, comment below. Tell us what you guys think or tweet us. We'd love to hear. Do you guys have any other predictions for next week?
No, I'm ready for this finale. I'm ready to see who's going to come on top and who's going to take this great package home.
Yeah.
It's a great prize.
It really is.
The best.
Yes.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. We had so much fun talking about the 4. I was your host, Tessa Cevaal. You guys can follow me on all social media at Tessa_Cevaal. And ladies, where can they find you?
Everybody, you can find me, Ashley Allen, on Facebook and Instagram at Ashley Reed Allen.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kamisha Lauture.
And don't forget to follow AfterBuzz on all social media as well at AfterBuzz TV. Have a good one.
We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.